Hi, this is Mike Barley with Electric Lab, Electrical Trades Training Equipment and Curriculum. And just wanted to go through just basically what our company does and what we can provide for your training. So, question. Can an apprentice receive enough learning in OJT and class lecture without lab-based learning? I'd say the answer, of course, to that would be no. A little bit of a history for you. The apprentice and the master journeyman learning practice. Basically what has happened with historically in lab-based learning versus in the field versus classroom is that most of the learning hands-on is done in the field. This method can leave gaps in learning. Apprentices working on job sites for months on end and maybe doing nothing but putting in 2x4 laying fixtures and never really getting much of a variety in the work they're experiencing. What we do at Electric Lab is bring that to the table where they get some of these very specific skill competencies experienced and have some knowledge of them to where they're more prepared when they get to the field. So we must step up our game when it comes to the lab portion of the learning process. That's all there is to it. We as trainers and the educational portion of our trade have got to step it up. And 3 to 4 hours of classroom lecture each week is just not effective. So what should they know from these lab experiences? Well, first, what we've created at Electric Lab is a book called Electrical Apprenticeship Skills Competencies, which is the foundational hands-on skill required for an electrical apprentice. What are those things that the apprentice needs to know by the time he has completed his apprenticeship? And we have completed, as a part of that pathway, these books, so they have guidance for the instructor when the students get to the lab and begin to learn the physicality of some of these specific competencies. And that includes branch circuit wiring and switch control, which is, of course, basic branch circuit wiring, GFCIs, AFCIs, 3-ways, 4-ways, everything you can think of in that respect. And then, of course, industrial electrical control systems, which is going to be control wiring, relays, timers, wiring a 3-phase motor and making it reverse and rotation every 10 seconds, things like that. And then programmable logic control. And this is designed to teach the electrical apprentice how to do basic PLC wiring, basic PLC programming so they can be used in the field. We're not making engineers, we're making construction wiremen who can do some of the more advanced technologies that are obviously already in our trade. Coming this spring of 2024, we have a new book coming out, and this will bring all 4 of those together, which will cover all 4 years, and that is conduit bending. The conduit bending book, again, is a lab-based book, not a classroom book, but it will have a little bit of both in it to give the instructor and the class guidance in how to teach conduit bending in regards to hand bending, mechanical bending, PVC bending. They do it several times, and there are lab-based experiences that are in the book that will help you guide your class through that. With our curriculum, students can work at their own pace and will all advance at different rates. The instructor checks off each exercise once completed, and this record can be used as a performance grade and a record of skills competencies completed. So it is said that in 1 year's time, it is estimated that people remember 10% of what they hear, 15% of what they see, 20% of what they see and hear, 40% of what they discuss with others, 80% of what they directly experience and practice, and 90% of what they attempt to teach another person. Therefore, the learning experience must be based in these higher percentages, obviously, if it is expected to be retained. The results: higher retention, maximized student engagement, and higher skill competency.